Well, 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 it's another spooky Sunday leading into this Halloween week. We got some spooky music going on, as I have for most of October. Video game related music. Has to be Metroid. This just has to be Metroid. But anyway, speaking of what has to be going down, strawberries. There's some mana. There's maybe a little bit of rolling involved. There's some of the ailment stuff that's new, to me at least. Though I don't know if I see it being great. This is the big question mark to me. I don't really know how good this would be and or works. There are some raw scalings. Moose, this new dog guy. There was another one, but I'm blanking. I guess if you count see an enemy, but I don't. There's like barely anything to sell, so I don't really count it. Skeleton dog, I suppose, counts. This guy is interesting too. Ailments in reverse. We'll see. I guess you could albatross puffin, but anyway, mana, strawberry, and then tangentially rolls, ailment, jumping, kind of ish, semi-spawning. If you combine some of these things together, it's a little something something. There is melon armor, so that's also something. Well. Well, domesticated salty whippersnappers. That sounds about right. That sounds about right to me. You know how tuna counts getting hurt? It's like that if it helps for the crazy name ailment guy. Okay, that kind of helps, I suppose. I will take this. I lost. Oh no. Sure. And then I roll once, and I take a bird? Take a bird. Yeah, I take a bird. Okay. Well, it's been another long week. Stream-wise, we've been doing various demos because of Steam Next Fest and such. Been doing some demos, still Wartime Wednesday, Peak Friday, did some Kirby Star Stacker in there at some point. We have a leveled budgie, that's nice. Well, I mean, this is supposed to be good with strawberry. We don't actually have strawberry yet, but I feel like it makes sense-ish. Not as good as if, I guess, you have something that triggers like giving a strawberry, like, you know, Roadrunner type of deal, or the hummingbird, which isn't here. I actually don't want to do that. The team is okay, not amazing. I suppose I will call out again that I am a partner with Super Auto Pets through the Nexus GG system. Oh, he spawned a lot of things, but we drew. It's just Mario? Super Mario Bros. In minor key. That's how you know it's spooky. Of course, of course. Is silly possible from the canned ailment? Great question. I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't think I want to just take this to take it. Thunderbird is decent. It's something. It doesn't really fit with the strawberries, but it is something. I'm saving. Okay. I'm gonna be selling this eventually, is my thought process, and save the level for next turn. So we have had someone use that code in the chat, even, which was that. Oh, okay, we're dead. No, actually, not that far off. You have to go to the Super Auto Pets website to purchase your DLC or whatever you wish to call them, the packs, but you can do that, and it works. Friendly pets with strawberries take less damage, or just get a melon. Melons are pretty good, I would say. I would say that's pretty good. This does work on everyone though, so that's something to consider. Just getting this dog for stats is not bad. Do I really want to keep a kiwi? Not particularly. I know you're thinking probably, oh, well, you should sell the toad, but what if I wanted to get a level from the toad? Well, what if I wanted to not care about that anymore and just, I guess, give the backmost tier 2? Alright, well, that's not gonna help me. So then I guess give mana or make we give mana, because then that way we'll get extra mana. I know this doesn't have the armor, but that's okay. We can get those in the future, and then we roll. That's a nice level that I will take immediately. Gain 1 attack permanently. There are croissants, so unfortunately you don't get to combo that. Like if there was cucumber, then I would be more excited about this. Puffin probably should take and change for this as well. So I'm liking how that's potentially coming together. You can get silly can from the canned ailment food. If Leafy Sea Dragon is silly, can it remove a random enemy instead of itself? Amazing question. No clue. Nor do I think I have the capacity to figure that out, if I'm honest with you. We're not really doing the mana team right now, so this, I would say, does not work out great. But I guess I'm just doing this. And then we're waiting on that still. Do I care about T4 foods? I guess maybe a croissant would be worth it. I'll unfreeze one of those. Sure. Not really doing that. Don't think I'm doing that. Don't think so. Would rather roll for more of a puffin chance. Okay, so they're gonna get 2 kiwi triggers. No, they don't. We got not that. We lost again. Well, I felt like we have strawberry things going on, but perhaps I needed to actually give this over here a little bit quicker and not wait so long. Which I could agree with that. It really would have wanted me to get the budgie, huh? I'm debating on what to croissant. I guess this. Part of me wanted to croissant the cassowary, but again, it's not like we have a thing that gives us a strawberry in the shop to get the health triggers over and over. Well, that's not great. Math worked out pretty favorably there, I would say. Okay. Yeah, because this is not in the shop, so this would still just be a temporary health, I believe. We're getting some permastats, so I do want to get rid of this budgie. What would we want from a tier 4? This racket tail. Just get more strawberries. Wait a second. These don't work together, chat. I'm surprised no one called me out on that. Wait a second. Those don't work together. Okay, well. Yeah, because then it doesn't get the... Yeah, so you're out of here. Then I might just take this as a thing to take this turn. Just because it's something. And then do that, I guess. I know we missed out on the level, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so now that explains why I was losing so much. I wasn't getting any of my armor. Granted, I guess it didn't help there. Oof. Oh, that was close. Okay. All right. Technically they work, but only one trigger per sparrow block instead of two, or no pup and snipe if the strawberry pet gets sniped before attack. You're not wrong. I suppose you're not wrong. I suppose you're not wrong. Why? Why do they keep wanting that? I need to freeze any strawberries I see, by the way. I know, strawberry in the budgie doesn't work. We had it at the beginning to get the thing, and then I haven't had a new strawberry to... Anyway, okay, I'm seeing the errors of my ways. Give peanut hurt to a strawberry friend. Guess that's not crazy? I mean, we are gonna make it big this turn, literally, but... Whatever, I'm ending the turn and accepting my fate. Because this team has not made sense for a while. Alright, can you tell that I didn't sleep well yesterday? By chance? Got pretty fortunate on some of the math there, I will say that. I will say that. Okay. This would trigger before that, I guess. But then it would still remove it anyway. Okay, well, whatever. I need a strawberry. I need a strawberry. What I need? Shoebill the budgie? I mean, I can do that, but then we also kind of don't want to keep the budgie. Is the other thing, really. But yeah, maybe at this point I just do. Because at least I'm not rolling another one, it looks. There's a singular strawberry. Yeah, no, I think that's actually worth more doing that. I think I'm getting rid of this. I don't know for what. Because I'm kind of doing the shoebill thing, not the terror bird thing. I wonder if just having random mana from Winter Spear would have been better off. I do like having the Nessie in the back to take tomatoes, because there are tomatoes now. Level 2... Wait, how did that get... a golly? Level 2 melon, no joke, but this... But I will say, this croissant has paid off. The croissant has paid off very nicely, and this is obviously getting very big very quickly. I will sell you just to have mana, probably, just around and existing, is my guess. Chocolate. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Strawberries onto this thing to then also get stats is enticing. For sure. Or it could just mana. We're a long ways away, so I'm gonna say we probably need one of these involved. And the Nessie is just chilling. I guess that also could change to Winter Spirit, but I don't know. The big dog. It is a big dog up front. And having that armor is pretty nice from the Sparrow. It's a 30-30 right there. Holy moly. Okay. This doesn't even need to be here. It's just nearest ahead. So if I only have one strawberry, it could be that. But we need to roll for strawberries. Is what we need to do. Need that. Roll more. This is the benefit of having this, is that we at least get something out of these rolls. We could do stats to friends. I'm not super excited about that, I guess. Only +2, +3. Dog. And again, the rolls, we at least get something out of them. Is the cope. Now the question here is, gorilla, strawberry the gorilla, so that maybe it has a chance of something there, or wait to use this next turn. I think we do this and this. and we just keep the shoe bill on the dog until it gets close, a little bit bigger. Maybe next turn, if we don't get strawberry, then we switch it to the gorilla. Oh, well, no, that's still fine. I was gonna say, oh, the gorilla doesn't get the thing now, but they got that thing. The only thing I would maybe consider melaning here would be the sparrow, but I'm just gonna roll. I think I'm just gonna roll. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Strawberry. I like that. Not gonna salad. That's a little too meh for me, personally. Nothing there, but that's okay. What's it gonna say? Oh, so Halloween week. I did a lot of damage, no doubt. But, have you noticed I have a big dog? I watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which, pretty interesting movie. I know, obviously, it's very old. It's from 1974. And that, I think, alone is kind of what I want to point out about it. Which is just that the movie is so ahead of its time. Like, when I was watching, I knew it was from 1974, but when I was watching the movie, there was a number of times where I was like, okay, yeah, this is an older movie. But then I would pause and think I wouldn't pause the movie, but I would think to myself and go, yeah, but this is like 86 type of shit, not 74. What? This is 74? That's crazy. So maybe I'm giving it too much credit or something, but it seems pretty ahead of its time in a lot of ways. However, and I haven't seen any other Texas Chainsaw Massacre, by the way. 1820 in the back, that's pretty big. Not as big as my dog, though. Not as big as my dog, though. Oh, a level 3 dog incoming. Yeah, this team's kind of cooking. Is it time to get rid of Nessie? I think it is. Get rid of Nessie, bring in a freeze. Roll. Spirit. Just to be there. You can feel its age when you watch the movie, is what I will say. Which is fine. It just is something to keep it. Wow, even with absorbing that, I still got tomatoed after. Oh, but I dodged the burn. That was a crazy match. that was a crazy match. Sushi would be the best thing. I'll accept this. I guess it might make more sense to put the Winter Spirit. You know, this maybe should go here and the stork behind it to dodge more things of that nature. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. That's pretty beast. That's pretty beastly. Seems pretty big. Seems pretty big. I think you do that now, and then also I think you do this. This is gonna be 50-50. So I want to both. Okay, the movie wasn't bad. It was good and everything. There is part of me, though, that doesn't want to hate on it. By the way, level 3 Sparrow. Level 3 Skeleton Dog? No, I guess I must have already done that. Pretty kind of cool team. Skeleton Dog accruing value over time. So that was pretty sick. So here's the problem, okay? Here's the problem. After I watched the movie, I did what I sometimes do when I watch movies. I go see what people said about the movie after the fact. Not before the fact, after the fact. And it was interesting to see, because I guess there's a lot of movies in that franchise. I was not aware that there was so many. Franchise, it's whatever. Amazing streamers. And there was one that was like, which Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the best? And everyone was giving their opinions. And the opinions were all over the place. Oh, you got rid of my bee. Which is fine. But... Ah, shit. I knew that was gonna happen too. But... it was, you would see comments that are like, the original's the best. It still scares me to this day. And then there you'd see ones that are like, the original is amazing for its time. It probably doesn't hold up quite as well to today's standards, but it was amazing for its time and it's still worth a watch. And I that's kind of where I land, I think. And then there's the best ones are when someone's like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 was the best one by far, and then everyone replies like, this guy's crazy, do not trust this guy. Like, just boom, this no, wrong, this guy's crazy, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, this guy's a moron, don't trust this guy, don't trust this guy. Like, people would argue between, oh, the 2003 remake or between like Texas Chainsaw 1 versus 2 versus the remake versus whatever. And it's like, okay, so there's some debate, okay, that's fine. But then just something about the one guy that's like, no, this one's the best, and everyone's like, no, that guy's just wrong. Don't trust anything that guy says ever. That guy just does not know what he's talking about. I guess I want this further up a little bit for a free roll. No levels always sucks at this point. We have so many half levels. So many half levels. Friendly reminder, Beto gives perk to a friend behind, not itself. Oh. I did not know that, in fact. Wah wah. But okay, some stuff about the movie. Well, the elements of the movie, there are elements of the movie when I watched it that I felt like, oh, okay, you can kind of tell this is an older movie, and not in the sense of like, oh, constant action, you have to move from plot point to plot point next because the kids in their TikTok, like, no, okay, it's not that, all right, I'm not saying that. However, there are points that hang a little bit too long. Not to that, I'm not saying to that level where it needs to be like that, but there were certain scenes where even I was getting to the point of, all right, I get it. In particular, 2 or 3 come to mind, but I could probably think of more. One is when there's like the last girl survivor lady, and she's running from Chainsaw Leatherface, and she's running, and she's doing the old movie screaming, where just top of the lungs girl screaming. But she's running, which, if you know anything, you can't really scream and run for very long because you run out of breath. And it was going too long that she could be screaming that much. Now, I'm not going to be the guy that says, oh, actually, I can't believe you weren't logical when you were frightened for your life. No, that's too much. I get it. Screaming makes sense. But then eventually, you're going to be like, oh my god, I'm running out of breath. I need to run. and as I was watching the scene, this is what's going on in my brain. And as I got to that one point where I was like, all right, this is getting a little much, she stopped yelling, and I was like, wait, hold on. Maybe they caught me sleeping. Maybe they caught me. And then like another 10 seconds, 15 seconds later, she started screaming while running again. And I was like, ah, you had it. If you just stopped there, you would have had it. But you threw it away. I don't have a mana team, but I don't know. I'm not really loving a lot of this. I guess this works with a roll situation. I could make some stuff up with that. And then mana? We could do mana. And then give nearest friend a head of mana. Sure. Mana. Level. Perfect. Okay. Yes, screaming emojis. Yes, exactly. Okay, so that happened, right? That was fine. There were... Oh, that's a big fella. Oh, so close. Alright. Boom. Immediately sell. We're not strawberrying, but that is a pretty nice buff. Also kind of interested in this and like getting rid of things and everything. Something to be said about that. I would love to get one more level here and then sell. Oh. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Okay. All right. Well, with that in mind then, I'm getting rid of you and bringing in... I guess this does more mana. This does more mana up front. Well, I'll just do this one. Buff. Thank you. There was another part where it was kind of like that. I'm trying to remember. Where it was all the freaks at the tables. Everyone's just dead, huh? Oh, 1 HP again. Where everyone's at the table, and she's tied up and whatnot. And... This is interesting. I should just fuse. And then this, get the buff. Fuse, get the level. Get the buff. Fuse. And then roll a couple times. Not that much mana, but it's something, I guess. I'm hoping that the spooked gets part of the mana snipe on it and does more. I don't actually know. Oh, we're gonna get spooked. Ouch. Ouch. Wait. Wait. We win. They're at the table, and she's tied up, and she's screaming. They're all kind of looking at her being... There was two elements to this. There was one where it was like the old dad guy kind of being like... creepy face. And it like kept going back to him and the hitchhiker creepy guy and like, oh, they're still being laughing and creepy. They're still being laughing and creepy. And then it would go to the girl's face and guess what she was doing? She was screaming. I know, crazy. She was screaming and, which is what she did. Oh, wait a second. We are rolling. And... Thank you for the buff. And not only was she screaming, but then the camera would like zoom in really far. It would like zoom in on her face, zoom out, go to the creepy guy, dad guy laughing, zoom on her face, zoom onto her eyeball like really close. It was, and like I get it. There is a line between, like making things last longer to be uncomfortable. I understand that. I get it. But there is a bit of a line where it's like, all right, like I get it though. Like you got past the uncomfortable part back into like campy-ish. Which again, I'm saying that from a modern view set. At the time, just again, at the time, if you watched this movie in 1974 when it came out, it would have been the scariest motherfucking thing you would have ever seen. That I can wholeheartedly agree with. That would have been insane to watch in 1970. That would have been the shit where people are fainting. People are fainting. People coming out of the theater, crying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now there isn't really room to do this, but does it make sense to keep this lobster right now? Probably not. We are like half mana, half rolling. I am eyeing the Namazu and the Winter Spirit for mana as well. And then obviously the Sea Serpent. These three, I think, are probably the best things to be doing with the mana. This would be nice, of course. Though not an easy way to get a bunch of mana onto it necessarily. Same could be said for Namazu, of course, but I guess you could partner that with a Chimera or the Rock. I think we probably gotta sell this and not try to level it, so I'm gonna roll. Okay. And again, and now this is... I think we do take this. We go like this for now. It's gonna summon one pet, so this works for now, but... It you know, it might not work so well in the future. Do I want a level 3? No, I'm probably looking to get rid of this, is my guess. For, you know, these kind of guys. So I'm not going to put the money into leveling it. I could buy something. I have a free roll still, though. A rock is a nice one. Give one friend 3 mana ahead. 2 mana ahead 3 times. This, I think, is probably worth... Is it worth switching that out for this turn? 5, 6, 4, 4, 4, but we get 3 rolls? Probably? This only goes up to 3 rolls? That's fucking nothing. What? I think we still do that. I think we still do that. I don't know. I don't know if this is the right play. It's a weird setup, but it looks better than that, I would imagine. Gotta imagine it looks better than that. It does. It does, in fact, look better than that. Reminder, Thunderbird is front, but not front, but 2 ahead. Why do they keep changing everything? Why they gotta keep changing everything on me? Okay, well, I think I'm getting rid of this anyway. So now I don't have to worry about it. There is something to having this moose, because it just is stats. I don't necessarily have anything that kind of combos with it, as in, like, benefits from attacking multiple times by having health. Like something like a, coconut. Want to try a canned ailment? Isn't that always going to be a bad thing, though? Oh, you're saying try this with a canned ailment. So after this guy attacks once? Or after first attack of the game? That's another thing I'm not familiar with. After it attacks. Interesting. I don't really want to try this, but at the same time, maybe this is... There's a small part of me that thinks, oh, we can make it. We can make it back. But then there's the other part of me that's like, bro, you got no fucking chance to make this back. You're crazy. You don't even have any rolls. You haven't even done any rolls this turn. I mean, I'm gonna do some free rolls, I suppose. I'm like half roll, half mana, and now we're trying to do this. I think I have to not do that this turn. I think I just kind of have to not do that. As sad as that may be. Okay. What? Oh, it doesn't give the money, it gives a free roll. Oh, that's not how it works anymore. Okay, well, I misunderstood that. Misunderstood how that worked. I guess I'm getting more mana, at least. Okay. Being weak is a little unfortunate, but... Alright, alright. It worked, barely, it worked. Okay. Obviously this is good if I'm doing the rolling thing. Feels kind of dumb to buy it and then roll, but... Roll, and then we have free gold. So then now I do this, and now I roll one more, we get one more free roll. Okay, that's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta do it, okay. Have not seen, obviously, the the mana, people that benefit from mana. The 1017 has been working for now, but I'm guessing this gets to like maybe 5, maybe 6 wins at most. Problem with give one friend. You can't have this in front and be level 2 because then it spawns 2 things. But spawning 2 things is actively good. So it's a bit of an awkward spot. Because like you don't really want this to be the thing, because then now this is just going to spread evenly. But you do want that to, I don't know, that's weird. Oh, okay, well. Now it really is, are we doing the rolling or not? That's basically what this is now. Rolling would maybe just be better. Granted, this only goes up to 3, which is the problem with this. Guess I'm taking this. And this. And I only rolled twice. I don't think this is going anywhere is the thing. I don't think this is really going anywhere. Realistically, doing like moose plus, I don't know, croissant and gorilla would probably be better, but I mean, that's a pretty decent sized bow. And you know what? That's not so bad either. That's not so bad either. We can get to 6. We can get to 6 or 7. 6, 7. I'm not gonna scream it this time. Getting the Winter Spirit would be better if we went more mana. That's for sure. I guess I'll hold on to that still, but it feels a little odd. I guess I'm leveling this. Okay, there's a Winter Spirit. So +2/+2 for each roll. Okay. So we have to decide. Are we doing the rolling or are we doing mana with Winter Spirit? If we're doing mana, then it would be like Winter Spirit, rock. Maybe you would get rid of Max Hound can give like 18 mana if you just roll 3 times though, which I will do. So that's a lot of mana. Probably better than this. I don't even, you hate the 6-7 thing? Wow, 2 numbers, funny. 69 energy, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree. You could throw this here to die, I guess, but I don't know, this seems probably better. You could just straight up get rid of the hamster for a Yeti. That is probably just better to do all of that for now. Does make this better. Means this is like free. So then you don't have to worry about that. And this isn't great. I mean, 6 times is, I mean, it's 12 mana. Less than this. And this is more targeted. This is a tough call. I kind of want, it might be crazy, I kind of want a Yeti. Kind of want a Yeti or Winter Spirit. I think I'm gonna Yeti this turn. I think I'm gonna Yeti this turn. I don't know. Then maybe that means we have to bring in the Platybelodon and put that in here. Yeah, I mean, I could live with that. I could live with that. What's 9 + 10? That's a classic. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get shot. 16-16, not bad. 16-16, not bad. The problem with this team is that we can't really get above that mana value. That's the real issue with that. Can't really get above that mana value. We can get a big dog, so that's something. We can get a big dog. Yeah, and obviously we don't have scaling, of course. Damn, almost able to really make a good use of a pretzel. Is this anything interesting for me? Probably not. I would imagine the trumpets from Platabellidon are better. Does Plessy have a cap? It don't look like it have a cap. It don't look like it have a cap. It's a pretty big dog. It ain't big enough. It ain't big enough. This is a long session, by the way, which I do see that. I do understand that's happening. Do understand that that is happening. No cap, all brim. You wait, because if you get a chocolate or a Yeti, you would rather do that. I guess I'll cheese you. We're looking for Platy levels, we're looking for Nessie levels, Yeti levels. Ah, we ain't beating this. Wait, are we beating this? Never mind, we're beating this. Never mind, I'm a liar. Okay, why did it freeze this? Oh, and tier 6 foods, okay. I think I would rather... Yeah, I'd rather just roll for chocolate. Oh, we're a Yeti! Okay. I still don't think we get to 10, but we did better than I thought we would with this team. The only thing I would argue is that, like, that I can't imagine. Well, we have a lot of spawns. No, but he one-hits them all, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. One of the advantages of the spawns of this thing are that they have a lot of health, but that doesn't really work when, you know, when it don't work. Chocolate. Chocolate or Nessie or Platy. That's a big buff for that fella right there. That's a big buff for that fella right there. Yeah, peanuts work well against us. Okay, you've been doing some of that stuff. 45 is a big fella. 45 is a big fella. That's a big guy right there. That's a big fella right there. Since we're at 9, we should just do whatever we can. Alright, here we go. This would be a shocker to me, but it could work depending on the matchup. A lot of health. A lot of health. Oh, I did not get as big of... Oh, but you have one of those too. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. I think even if it was a 45-45, I don't think we would have got there. I should have continued rolling. I didn't think about that fact that buying the whatever I bought that didn't really make a difference. The one extra for the Yeti, the 0.33 level for the Yeti. I don't think that would have, I think the 3 rolls would have helped us more than that, but whatever. Did better than I thought it would, but hey, I started with the 10 win anyway, so you know, whatever. Whatever, man.